What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hill Shadows podcast. My name is Jeremiah. I'm here with Ashley as always.
Hello.
Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. We're kind of experimenting a little tonight, so we got a camera here, and we're just to make sure if one fails, we kind of got a backup going on. So yeah, we've had a pretty interesting week as far as the unexplained and paranormal goes, and that's what we cover on this channel. If you like that kind of stuff, you might want to subscribe and stay tuned to our other videos. That's the kind of content we do. Ashley and I, for the second and third time in our lives, seen a black triangle last night fly right over our house.
I never thought it would. I never thought it would happen again.
It's crazy, right?
It really is. And what was really crazy about it is that it was about 8:30 at night, and we had a fire going.
Mm-hmm.
And I had literally just been talking about how I don't know, like how something inside me just desires the unknown.
She was talking about it.
I don't even know how to put into words exactly what I'm feeling. But I had just been talking about it.
Yeah, she was talking about how bad she wanted to see something,
just
something
an experience, something to happen. And sure enough.
And yeah, bam! It's like we looked up and here this thing goes.
This black triangle.
It's got 3 lights.
Again, 3 lights white lights at each point.
At each point, and a red flashing light on the middle. And it's going real slow. It's not making a whole lot of sound. And I got this camera right here out.
It blocked out
to record it.
Anything under it.
It didn't pick up a thing. I had it rolling for 3 minutes. And during that entire 3 minutes, I don't think it picked up anything. I am going to look at the footage and see, but if it is, it's not anything worth sharing with you guys.
My phone was dead inside.
One day I hope to have a low light camera so I can capture this kind of thing. But after the first time this thing went by, an hour later it was, right?
Yeah.
The first time was 8:30, and I think the second time was
maybe
9:30.
not even an hour. It wasn't a lot of time.
So yeah, about an hour goes by or so, and I'm back outside. I'm talking to our oldest daughter on the phone, telling her about seeing the first one. And as I'm speaking to her, I look up and I say, "Oh, well, it's over my head right now." And she was like, "What are you talking?" I was like, "It's flying right over my head." And it flew right back over, and I yelled at Ashley for her to come, and she came and checked it out.
I just got to see the lights. I couldn't make out the perfect triangle under it.
It went one way, and then an hour later went back the same direction it appeared. But I don't know if anybody else seen it in the area. It was pretty blatantly obvious. I mean, if you look up, you're gonna see this thing. It has lights on it. We have a army depot very close to where we live.
With a lot of mustard gas, which they're supposed to be destroying.
I often wonder if that has anything to do with the
something.
craft we're seeing, because that will make 3 times that we've seen a black triangle, and that would be this year alone. Because before that,
the first one was in April.
I'd really never experienced anything before that.
Nothing. I've never seen anything in the sky before that.
So that was my first ride with the unknown or supernatural, really, and it was pretty amazing. I was fascinated the first time. I really didn't think I would ever get a chance to see it again, and due to her wanting to see something, I suppose, we were able to do that. So it was a really cool thing to experience. And
I mean, even beyond that, before that happened, a couple acres over from us, there's a tree line, and first of all, there was what I thought was maybe a planet in the sky. It was really bright. It looked like a planet. Not sure which one, but I know that there's one that's supposed to be visible. Yeah. It's really bright.
Yeah, I've seen this one actually.
And he sees that, and I'm that's just a planet.
I recorded this one.
But to the left of it,
can't tell a lot about it.
But to the left of it, there's another light that I see that's a bit lower than the other one, and it's slowly.
I didn't even notice the other one that she seen.
It's slowly moving towards the direction of where the other bright one is at. and I'm walking towards it because there's a building that's kind of, blocking the view. So I walk to it, and he starts talking about how it's moving, and I'm like, I know, I'm looking at it, not realizing he was talking about the other one that was the planet, and they both just disappeared. They were gone.
It was
they were
pretty
gone.
crazy, and all this, and one night.
Yeah.
And it's probably going on outside right now. We have a lot going on, and like I said, eventually we'll try to document some of it and share it with you guys. But anyway, tonight, what I wanted to do personally, I wanted to share some Bigfoot encounters. Just get back down to the root of everything. We did an episode on Bigfoot. Actually, is one of our first ones we did, I think, for the podcast. I think
we've done one or two.
Because this is the 23rd episode. So,
okay.
We've been doing this a little while, and we're going to keep doing it. We enjoy this a lot. And tonight we're going to share some Bigfoot encounters that we found on Reddit and
actually,
various places.
Mine are not.
Yeah, wherever we find the experiences or encounters, we will drop the link down in the description box so you guys can go check it out if you want to. We're just sharing other people's encounters, and if you guys have an encounter you'd like to share with us, you can do that by emailing us at hillshadowsky@yahoo.com. And myself or Ashley will read and share your experience on one of our upcoming episodes. And do you want to go first tonight, or would you like myself to go first?
How about you do one and then I will?
That sounds like a plan. So I got one right here from mine came from Reddit, and this first one is from George E. Hell. And like I said,
I scroll through Reddit forever. I just can't.
I usually have no luck, but I actually had some luck tonight. So this one's from George E. Hell, and this was 5 years ago, and I haven't read all of this yet. I don't know much about it, so we're gonna find out together, right?
All right, if it's any good or not.
So here we go.
All right.
First of all, I don't believe in the supernatural per se. That is, phenomena unexplainable through the laws of nature, and I doubt aliens have ever contacted our planet. That said, here goes my story.
All right.
I was a Peace Corps volunteer in my younger years. It was a great experience, and any young college grad in the U.S. who was interested, I encouraged to follow through and apply. One of the best decisions I ever made. Anyway, I was posted in southern Africa into a small village in the more or less center of the Kalahari Desert. They call it there the Kalahari. Out there in the bush, it was easy to feel really isolated. There were no Americans in the village I lived in, and the only English-speaking people really were my teacher colleagues at the junior high. I had learned the national language more or less pretty well from the 14 weeks of training, but the dialect of my post was such that it wasn't easily understandable. Think as if you learn standard American English, then move into the Appalachian Hills, that kind of difference. The Kalahari Desert, you need to know, isn't a true desert in the sense that it's not the rolling wasteland of sand like the Sahel or the Sahara or the vast deserts in bordering Namibia. The Kalahari has trees, shepherd trees, thorny bushes, short, hard-barked, rough trees that can survive without rain for long periods. I'll mention this for what comes later. Anyway, I'm sort of given to melancholy if I have too much time on my hands. This is just my character. So in those days, I would sometimes move a sitting room chair from my little school-provided hut, out into my yard in the evening and look at the stars. The stars were too numerous to believe out there removed from any nearby city. No electric lights, as the school compound diesel-powered generator was shut off around 8. So one night, I'm sitting there sort of basking in my introvertedness, half hoping someone will happen by and join me, and something catches my eye out of the bush. The bush was usually just a dark mass. It began several hundred yards out from my house, which is why I say it was on the school compound. The land for the school had long been cleared of trees, but right where they stopped clearing, the wild began again. Nothing was ever out there. I saw big snakes from time to time. Since they were technically on school grounds, I always killed them with a shovel. The local folk freaked out at snakes. Other than the fauna kept clear of us, and the most troublesome creatures were scorpions and my nemesis, the camel spiders that ran around in the late afternoon and evening. My point here is that I wasn't used to seeing movement out in the bush. And what was even stranger was that this thing seemed to be glowing, like fire. But it was moving very fast and steady, not like someone running with a burning torch or something, but like a crackly, fiery object about as big as a campfire, but traveling at speed about chest level, obscured now and then by an intervening tree. Suddenly, very alert, I watched it for as long as it was visible. The urge to tell someone was of course great, but as I say, there was simply no one else around. My reporting of this would be the next day, after I had slept the night sort of forgetting about it. I mentioned offhandedly what I had seen to my neighbor, a woman home a woman home teacher maybe a year or two older than I who went to bed early. She was a native for lack of a better word. African, though not from the village. She considered the locals to be rather simple hicks. But she became very quiet when I told the story, as if I was telling her something unseemly, or thrown open a door onto an embarrassing sight. It was clear she wanted me to shut up. After a moment and what seemed like considerable effort, she told me this was how witches travel. She spoke English and used the English word witch, and that it was considered an ill omen to see. Around that same month, me and some other teachers hooked up the school TV VHS to a battery and watched a Stallone film. And while we were at the school, there was a freak rainstorm with thunder and lightning. When the video finished and we emerged to go home, someone was running up and calling my name. Lightning had struck my house, tearing part of the roof off and sending a sheet of corrugated metal into my bed. Anyway, I got lucky. It was very weird, though. So what did he see in the bush? That's pretty crazy. Something that was lit up and running? Could it have been weird. A Sasquatch? It's strange, and that's my first encounter I have this evening. And that being said, I'm going to hand it over to you and get on down to my next one.
I have an issue.
You have an issue?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Ashley has an issue. Imagine that. Surely not.
Somehow, I just lost.
Oh, wow. It took her 3 hours to find something and 3 minutes to lose something, so.
I don't know how. Hold on. Keep talking.
Keep talking.
I have to find something. Where did it go?
So yeah, I got my other one ready. I can roll mine other one if you would like while you find yours.
Okay, go for it.
Would you like me to do that?
Yeah.
So I got another one, and this other one I have not yet read, so bear with me, guys. This one comes from Trigger1154, and this is another one off a Reddit feed that I will leave the link to in the description. So here I go again. And actually, this begins with, "Here we go again." I'll repost again for you. I'm just reading it word for word. I'm an outdoorsman. I'm very experienced in hunting, camping, hiking, and general survival. I'm very familiar and used to wildlife, and I was charged by what I believe was a cryptid called the Dogman. Here we go. It charged me and my cousin. It was not a bear. A bear cannot move how it did. And it was not a normal wolf, as they cannot comfortably run on two legs, whereas what charged us seemed natural at doing so. I can elaborate further if you wished. This happened around June or July 2007, I believe. I was around 17 years old, and more cocky then, but still somewhat knowledgeable of the outdoors. My family used to own a cabin in northwest Wisconsin. I basically grew up there in the summer. I knew the woods well, but at night it was wise to stay in the cabin, or at least by the bonfire by the beach, because of bears, wolves, and cougars. One of the creepiest things was, if you were having a bonfire, the tree line was visible from the fire pit and beach, and at night you always felt like you were being watched by that tree line. During the day, the woods always seemed normal, not so creepy. That is until this incident. So this happened somewhere between 1200 and 400. I guess that's army time, like 1200 o'clock to 400 o'clock. Me and my cousin were having an airsoft battle. I was in full woodland camo. He was not. I retreated onto the ATV trail into the woods for a tactical advantage, and our battle took us about 200 meters in to about a third of the way up the trail. We had enough at this point, and were standing at the edge of a clearing on the trail talking, and he was maybe 10 feet from me when I decided to mess with him. I shushed him and said, "We're being watched." He froze. Then I realized the woods were dead quiet, and I got spooked and started scanning the tree line and the other edge of the clearing from left to right when I saw it. His teeth gave it away. It was panting and staring at my cousin. I don't expect you to believe me, but what I saw was a wolf as big as a black bear, at least 300 pounds. But it wasn't normal. This wolf was on two legs, crouching next to a tree with its arm grasping the tree, grasping with a clawed hand. It had reddish brown fur. I told my cousin that we have to go, and next thing I know, he is sprinting, and I look back at Wolfie, who had locked on and sprinted a few steps on 2 feet, and then I turned and ran when it looked like Wolfie was dropping to all fours. It charged us and sounded right on our asses, barreling through the brush, but for whatever reason let us go when we broke out of the tree line and headed for the cabin. What stuck with me most was the sheer size. Wolfie appeared to be nearly 7 foot tall when upright. And that's what he wrote. I'm just reading it upright. And that where it should have had front paws, it appeared to have large clawed hands. Now, I'm not sure how to explain it away rationally. I've heard wolves will occasionally kind of walk upright, but as far as I know, they can't sprint on two legs. Nor do wolves get that big. And
Wolves
black
walk
bears
upright?
more waddle on two legs. The closest description is silly, a werewolf, or dogman. Thank you for reading. Well, that's my second one for the evening, and I don't know if Ashley's ready
I found
yet.
it.
Are you ready? I got another one ready to fire.
Well, hold
off,
on. So
bam,
I found
bam.
This one is the ones that they're not long. For some reason, when I find things, they're not ever long. They're like short, like
That's
really
cool,
quick.
man. Let's
Which
hear it.
most stories aren't too long
quick,
because it happens.
Quick into
Would
the
you
point.
stop?
Right. Quick into the point.
Jeez.
That's what it is. I also want to say something. Can I say something?
Sure.
I want to apologize because our video last week had lagging audio for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I even tried remixing it down,
Mm-hmm.
and the other version was just as bad, so I didn't bother re-uploading it. But I got two cameras going. That's one reason I got two cameras going, and I got the studio program running too. So we got audio rolling and two cameras. So no matter what, we're gonna get this to you guys. And that being said, I'll hand it over to Ashley.
Well, I'll tell you, your talking just made my thing close back.
Wow.
Wow. But before that, I made sure that
50% of our podcast is Ashley trying to get her stuff together. I think that's interesting.
It makes. I've got it.
I should change the channel. It's not really about paranormal stuff. It's about her trying to get her stuff together.
I mean, my whole life is like this.
And our subscriber count would skyrocket.
It will.
I'll guarantee it would.
Okay.
All right, let's go, man.
Okay, so evidently there was an incident with OnStar. Maybe you guys have heard of it. I have not. Have you ever heard about this?
No, I don't believe so.
Me either. So I'm also going to play a recording of
great.
OnStar,
That's
okay?
Awesome. We're going to have to do it so we can hear it well, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't...
Where would I put the
sure
thing
it's
playing?
close to the camera.
Okay.
The camera.
Let me find the exact story again, because I did, lose the blog again for a minute. Where's it at? Here we go. Okay. This was a dogman incident may have been captured on OnStar. So let me read the thing first. The famous dogman OnStar incident occurred in Troy, Michigan back in 2006. A man was driving down the road when suddenly what he described as great big dog that was standing up appeared before him. He instinctively swerved to miss the creature and ended up running off the road and flipping the vehicle over on its side. He and his passenger were not hurt, and he was able to get assistance through OnStar. The OnStar recording of that conversation spread across the internet, and you can listen to it in the above video.
Oh, really?
Here we go. Okay, where am I recording this at? Should I put it near the microphone?
Yeah, let's see. Let me see how it sounds, and we'll see how loud
Okay,
it is. So,
let's see. Excuse me. You may have just heard me burp. Apologies.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, have you listened to it? Is it?
No, I have not listened to it. What's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, no. What'd I do? What's happening? Oh, no.
What happened? Did you lose something?
What was that? Your camera
That
just
was
shut
the
off.
camera shutting off right there. So
Well,
let's try to restart
okay.
it again.
Can you actually see? This is ruining my whole little thing.
Okay, well, I think that one's done.
Well, I don't know why it didn't play.
We're gonna have to GoPro it up. Huh?
I don't know why it didn't play. Where'd it go?
Well, we at least got most of it caught on the other one, right? So I can use a lot of it.
Look up. Can you? Oh, that you still have a story there. Why won't this play?
Yeah, I've always got stories, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, can you look up this OnStar?
Anyway,
why are you ignoring
what
me?
is it? Yeah,
I
I
just asked you
can. I don't know if it's gonna play on here, but I can definitely look it up. But anyway, I was gonna try to think of a topic on, that we could discuss about.
Yeah, but I just talked about this.
Did you? OnStar?
Yeah.
What do I look up? OnStar what?
So it was 2006 OnStar recording of a dogman encounter.
If I can type OnStar, we'll be good to go. Recording of a dogman?
Yeah.
This is audio?
There's audio of it, yes.
Let's see. OnStar call, werewolf attack, is that right?
I mean, I don't know if it was an attack, but
to me, a werewolf
hold
attack.
on.
So we lost camera two. We're on camera one now.
Like, I've got it pulled up, but it's not playing anything. I don't understand. It's like there's no sound to it.
That's odd.
Oh wait, it's trying to load up actually.
I got it right here. I don't know how loud it's gonna be, but I can. My computer, my laptop right here is super slow.
I got it.
Bear with me.
Hold on, I think I've got it.
I believe I might have it as well.
It's being really slow.
Oh, you do have it. Alright, so that sounds good too.
What's happening?
You lost it.
Why? It's like it's still there.
Hold it a little closer.
Star Emergency, this is Kyle speaking. How can I help you? Hello?
Something just ran in front of us on the road. We're in the ditch. We rolled over.
How many people are in the car, and is anyone injured?
There's two of us. I don't think we have any injuries.
Is the car on its top or wheels or what?
No, it's kind of sitting on its side.
Hold one moment, please, while I contact emergency services.
Okay.
Sounds pretty authentic.
It sure does.
So far. I mean, he's definitely in distress.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, the state police should be on their way in a few minutes. Is everyone still okay?
Yeah, I think we're okay.
What ran in front of you? A deer?
I don't know what the hell it was, but it was big. It looked like a great big dog. Standing up.
Was it a bear, maybe?
Maybe. Oh my God.
So what's this? Is it supposed to be? Is he okay? It's not over. Okay.
Hello? Are you still there? Sir?
Oh, you guys
Is that it?
What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? That sounded pretty real to me.
Why is it 3.5 minutes, but I'm only at 140?
I'm no expert, but a lot of people in my shoes would claim they were.
Oh.
Yeah, you got that.
I'm trying to get it off. I don't have anything under control. I don't
think she does, people.
I know.
Anyway, another thing that happened with us this week is around here, there's so many kids getting sick. They have called school off for today,
for a
all
week.
The way through Wednesday. A lot of kids have a upper respiratory infection,
which means at least 80% of the school is missing.
That's correct.
No, I'm sorry, 20%. Because if it falls below 80%, yeah, sorry about that.
That makes sense though.
However, so that was,
but it's a bad look for starting the year off, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not starting the year off. They're halfway
Well,
through it.
going toward the end of fall.
Yeah, well, I mean, that happens, right? Fall
Well,
and winter.
last year there was a big COVID thing, and I don't think COVID
Yeah,
is
everybody knows that.
quite as rampant. Well, around us.
You're not supposed to talk about that, I don't think, on...
Are you not?
I don't think so. Certain words will allow...
I'm not spreading any kind of disinformation.
Yeah, but certain words will
That's not what I'm doing. I mean,
things.
do you have another story?
Oh, yeah. I
Or
do.
You just want to complain.
Okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just talking.
Because, you know, we'll try to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes or so. I don't want to keep rolling for too long, but, you know.
So, have we ever talked about, like, the first dogman encounter? Like, the first ever, like, known dogman encounter?
I don't believe so.
If not, here's a short little thing about it. It was in 1887. The first known dogman encounter was documented
in Michigan, correct?
Yeah, Wexford County.
Yeah, we've talked
Two
about
lumberjacks were out in the woods.
We have an episode about that.
When
let's see it.
Do you want me to start over?
No, really.
There was two lumberjacks. Two lumberjacks were out in the woods when they spotted a creature they described as having the body of a man but the head of a dog. Other sightings began to trickle in throughout the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and locals found dog tracks in the dirt around several deceased horses. The horses allegedly perished of fright. They were so scared. They died scared to death.
Well, that's sad, man.
They have heart attacks or something. That's horrible.
I don't like hearing about animals dying.
That's really terrible. One witness claims a creature best described as a werewolf was stalking up the hill behind their house in the late fall of 2001. Sorry. My stepdaughter and I were looking out the French doors to see a creature, black in color, like a big bear with haunches and the head of a wolf. While that was the first and only visual the Cass County, Michigan residents ever experienced, they can still hear it splashing around the 20-acre swampland at night. Sometimes they can even hear it shrieking. According to them, it has the scream of an infant, loud and hysterical.
That's awesome. I like that.
I have a bunch more.
Do you? Keep it rolling, man.
Hold on. My phone's doing something
Go
wild.
ahead, I think I have one I can take us out with about Bigfoot, you know.
Okay.
You want me to go ahead and roll with this one? Or you got one?
We already know about that.
So yeah, guys, if you enjoy these kind of stories, make sure you're subscribed. And another thing you can do is hit the like button if you do like it. It really helps us out a lot. It helps our videos get noticed.
This story is about Robert Fortney fired at a smiling dog man.
Okay, the smiling dog man.
Again, it's not anything long, but okay. Back in 1938, a 17-year-old named Robert Fortney claimed that while standing near the Muskegon River in Paris, Michigan.
Yeah.
I could be saying that wrong, sorry.
No, that sounds right.
He was confronted by a massive black dog. Fortney didn't report his encounter until 49 years later.
I've heard about this.
But he swore the beast reared up on his hind legs and stared him down with piercing blue eyes. Terrified, he fired at the creature, and it quickly fled. Fortney remained chilled by the event for years to come. However, later stating, "It may be that I was just scared, but I swear that dog was smiling at me."
Wow. That would be creepy.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any kind of dog smiling at me. Not even my own dogs.
I know.
They can keep that to themselves. They don't need to do all that to me. That sounds extremely creepy and disturbing.
I've already read this story before.
You got another? Or you
I don't know.
You want me to
Why does this keep happening?
I don't know, man.
It keeps closing out on me. Yeah,
let me go
do your
ahead
thing.
and do my Bigfoot story. And
what would you guys do
I
if you
got
saw
another
a dog
one.
man?
Right. That would be crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I'm always looking around. I feel like
Me
I don't
too.
know, man. The thing about this crazy stuff is, in particular with me, I think is skinwalkers. Like, I believe these things exist, and that being said, that means that some people we encounter on a day-to-day basis
Or skinwalkers.
go home at night
What if
and
that's just what?
shapeshift into other creatures and go around terrorizing people.
What if that's just what dogmen are?
Mimicking people. Something mimicked you out on the porch that night.
It did.
We were standing out back. It was pretty late, probably 11 or 12. And she made a little clicking sound, like almost as if you were calling a dog or something. Like.
No, it was like.
Oh, it was a clocking sound, not a clicking. A clock. My bad. She made a clocking sound, and it got repeated precisely right back to her from the dark corner around the side of the trailer. It was
like
weird.
It's time to go in.
It was very weird.
I laugh about it, but I use humor to deal with things that.
I mean, from what we understand from the research we've done, that's something a skinwalker will do, correct? They mimic, right? And a lot of the videos you might see people say they have of skinwalkers is actually you'll hear something mimicking a person and you won't actually see anything.
Right.
So they like to mimic, and I believe that's what mimicked you that night. And
I mean, I want to say no because I don't even like the thought of
well,
that being possible. But I don't know what it was.
Protected, first and foremost. I don't go into any situation, or not even my house, without making sure it's fully protected with light and with love and with God's light. And that's the most important thing. And that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and read my Bigfoot encounter right here, and it's just another one I picked up off Reddit. It's from WAKD, and this is 11 years ago. So here we go. I don't really believe they exist, but I did hear a secondhand story. A distant cousin of mine and his girlfriend dropped into our house one day to see my parents. After a long chat and catch up, his girlfriend started prompting him to tell us this story. He seemed very reluctant, but after much prompting, told us this. He and his girlfriend and another couple of friends went to spend a weekend at the family's farm holiday house in the snowy mountains. North-southwest, well, I don't know what that means, NSW, Australia, whatever that means. That night, they were relaxing inside when they heard the farm dogs start going crazy out the back. The dogs lived in some sort of large dog-run, kennel-type enclosure. My cousin and his mate told the girls to stay inside while they went to check it out with torches. They reached the dog run and shined the torches in to see what the dogs were up to. On the other side of the dog run, through the wire, about 30 feet away, stood a 7 to 8 foot Chewbacca staring at them. My cousin described it as exactly that, Chewbacca. Heavily built, hairy ape-like creature with a black chimp-like nose. He said he stared at it for an unknown amount of time. Could have been 5 seconds, could have been 2 minutes. He didn't know because he was so terrified. After an amount of time, the being ambled off. He said he and his mate went back inside, completely freaked out, and proceeded to get very drunk. He said he had not seen it again since. The thing about this story was that the way my cousin told it to us, it was very grave and also seemed embarrassed too. It seemed to me like whatever happened, he totally believed what he saw and was very freaked out. I heard this story probably 20 years ago now, but it has always stayed with me. I brought it up recently with my dad. He completely remembered being told the story too, and went on to say, what about the other connection? I asked him what he meant as I had not heard this. Apparently, a few years later, the daughter of one of my dad's friends was marrying a bloke from the same part of the snowy mountains. My dad mentioned the Yowie story, and his friend looked at him very strangely. Where did you hear that? He asked. My dad told him my cousin's story. Yeah, they all know about the Yowie down there, apparently, but don't talk about it to anyone outside of the community for fear of being laughed at. So that is my Yowie story. I find it hard to believe, but for me, it wasn't some friend of a friend type story. I heard it from the guy himself. I hope one day I see that distant cousin of mine again. He lives interstate, apparently, as I would love to talk to him about it again. So that's from overseas in Australia. So we love hearing about the Yowie. They have Bigfoot over there as well, and they call them Yowies out there.
Yeah.
And these things are all over the world. We don't just have them here. We have, they have them in South America and Russia. The Yeti is in Russia.
Right.
They're all over the place. They have them in China. There's just different names everywhere.
Right.
So do you have anything else, or is that going to be it for tonight?
My phone's acting foolish.
Our
so
phone's
I guess it
acting
is.
foolish, so we're gonna wrap things up, guys. Thanks for checking us out
I'm
tonight,
sorry.
and we appreciate you guys watching our videos. If you enjoyed this, be sure to go back and check out our other content. We got a lot of cool stuff, and I'll keep uploading things, so make sure you guys are subscribed. And like I said, if you want to contact us, hillshadowsky@yahoo.com. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Alright,
Did you stop it?
I did, yes.
Amaya? Why are you creeping around the floor?
Yes, I know, that was so funny.
You threw me off
That
quite a
was
bit,
so
Joe.
funny.
Dog above the bed.
Huh?
I put a picture of my dog above the bed.
While we're recording. Amaya, why would you do that? You can't do that.
You are crazy.
Oh my god, you can't do that.
I can't wait to see
Well, you were
this.
talking about dogs, so I felt like
I know that. You gotta be kidding me.
there was a shaking dog and
Amaya.
was scared.
On your phone?
Yeah.
You can't do. Jeremiah, what are you doing?
I did how?
That's awesome, Maya.
Where was Smokey?
Alright, guys, that's a wrap.